What's good, world? It's your man Stephen. Welcome to the Stephen Clark Show. Well, we're gonna catch a groove today. You know the drill. Let's chat it up. All right, let's chat it up. So, if you've been following my stuff, you will notice that yesterday was day 1000 of my journey on 1,000 Days of Dancing for mental health awareness. Thank you so much for everybody who has supported the movement, the mission, the journey since day one, or whether they jumped on the journey somewhere along the line. All right, but it's been a great, amazing experience. I'm kind of glad it's over, kind of sad it's over. It's a little weird. Don't really know what to do with my time. Just kidding. I know exactly what I'm about to do. And we're going to talk about it. All right, but so I figured, because a lot of people have asked me, what's some things that you learned? What's it been like? And I figured I would share with you 15 things that I learned from dancing for 1,000 days in a row. 15 things that I learned. So let's dive right into it. Actually, let me break it down. First, I'm going to start with what was 1,000 Days of Dancing? What was it all about? And a couple things, the targets that I had for the project, a couple things that fell off, and then I'm going to share with you the 15 things. All right. So first off, I want to share with you 1,000 Days of Dancing was to raise awareness for mental health. It was all around mental health awareness. Okay. It was the purpose of the project was to motivate and inspire people to use movement, to use some form of exercise to help them with their mental health, to help them overcome mental health issues, or to help them maintain a higher level, a healthier level whenever it comes to mental health. And so, personally, all right, one of the reasons why I did dance, there's many reasons, but one of the reasons is because I like to dance, all right, and I've been dancing. All right, another reason is because the thing about dancing is, and I'm going to get into some of the lessons that I learned, but one of the things about dancing is that it does not require a gym membership, and it does not require equipment. Okay, so for those of people, everybody who has mental health issues, who struggles with mental health, and who wants to maintain their mental health, all right, exercise is extremely important, but not everybody can, 1, afford a gym membership, 2, make it to the gym, and 3, not everybody has the equipment, okay? And 4, to be honest, all that stuff isn't always really necessary, okay, whenever it comes to optimizing your body and everything. Okay, 2, dancing's fun, okay? It's not just about going and isolating yourself and then just doing a movement exercise. You get to listen to music. You get to listen to your favorite songs, which puts you in an emotion. It helps you find a rhythm. There's a power in the rhythm. We're going to talk about that later, okay? So I wanted to use dancing. That was one of the reasons why I used dancing, all right? So the goal was, like I said, to dance every single day. Now, there were a couple targets that I had that I did not reach in this process, okay? Target number 1, my goal was to dance like really intense, like go hard every single day, dance really hard for 1,000 days. I did not do that. And I did not do that necessarily because I wasn't strong enough to do it. All right, because actually what I found along the way was that intensity in your exercise, daily intensity, is actually really, really bad for you. Okay, but consistency is important. All right, and we're going to talk about that. But that was my main target, or one of my targets was to dance intense. I did not do that. I ended up dancing every single day, but my intensity was not every day was intense. All right, it's all about consistency, getting the reps in, having a good time, flowing, moving, going through the motions, but not everything is about killing your body, okay? One of the things was this project started off 365 days of dancing for mental health awareness, but I ended up accomplishing 365. Once I got to day 365, I was like, man, imagine how good 1,000 days would be. All right, and there's multiple reasons why I went to 1,000. I'm going to dive into that and the 15 reasons, things that I learned. But it started off with 365 days, went to 1,000. 2, one of the things that I wanted to do was drop a video a day and kind of document this process. All right, my goal was to drop a video a day, share a dance video, a little freestyle, 1 video a day. But I did not do that. Main sirens are going off in my, it's Friday, noon. The main reasons why I was unable to do that, one, or I wouldn't say I was unable. The main reasons why I actually did not do that, even though I did document the first 30 days, like maybe the first 60 days, majority of it. One, because of whenever dancers know this issue, all right, dancers, and I'm sure people have ran into copyright issues, all right. So because I was dancing every single day, that means I was dancing to other people's music. Whenever you upload videos or other people's songs, you run into copyright issues, okay? And I knew if I did a dance video every single day, that's 365 songs or 1,000 songs, I knew I was bound to get hit with some copyright strikes, okay? So picking a song that I knew I wasn't gonna get hit with copyright strikes on, it was just annoying. It was too much energy to put into just that, okay? And I needed to put my energy into other things. So doing that. Second, I also went on kind of like a social media hiatus. There was a time where I was vlogging every day, dropping a dance video every single day. And while that's cool and I love it and certain people, it's great, for me, I don't like to be caught up in my phone. I don't like to be caught up in my computer all freaking day, editing videos, uploading videos, all this kind of stuff. So back whenever I started doing this, it took a lot of time. Now, if y'all notice, the past couple 100 days, I started sharing more of the process. Because one, I was able to use Instagram more. Two, I was able to use Facebook and Instagram stories where I could share it, okay, and not get hit with as many copyright strikes. So I didn't get to share a video every day, but you can definitely see the progress, okay? You can definitely see the progress from day one, and then the many days that I did get to share with you all, whether that was through YouTube or Instagram. I started sharing most of my journey on YouTube. And then eventually I stopped doing as many YouTube videos and I started sharing the majority of my journey on Instagram. So let's dive into it. Let's get started. The 15 things that I learned from dancing every single day for 1,000 fucking days. Thing number one, all right, one of the lessons that I learned is the power of consistency. Okay, the power of consistency, you guys. Consistency is so freaking powerful. Just doing something a little bit every single day can make us have, I promise y'all, before this, I was never consistent with anything. I was dancing for a little bit, doing some jiu-jitsu here and there, doing some theater here and there, doing some other stuff here and there, taking days off, all that fun stuff. Was it weightlifting? It was like no consistency, okay? And to do at least one thing that has to involve with my movement. One thing every single day. Whether it was intense or whether it was just chill and more flowy. All right, going through the motions. Super powerful, y'all. Consistency will transform your life. Consistency will transform your life. All right, now, one of the main things to piggyback off this one was with consistency, y'all. With consistency, the difference between 365 days and 1,000 days is huge. It's huge. All right, most of us can't even find any consistency. If we find consistency, maybe we'll find it for a year. But y'all, I'm gonna be honest. Whenever I started this journey, and the first one was 365 days, I thought I was gonna make way more progress in my movement and my dance. I really did. I thought I was gonna make way more progress in the first year. And once that year was up, I was kind of salty. I was kind of like, what the fuck? I've been dancing for every single day for 365 days, and I made improvements, don't get me wrong, but it was not what I thought it was gonna be, okay? But, so I kept it going. And I didn't keep it going just because I didn't see the improvements. I kept it going because 1,000 days, wow. Now, but y'all, once I got to day like 500, results started skyrocketing, okay? Once I got like 365, not much happened. But once I got to day like 500, 600, 700, y'all started seeing me doing all these crazy inverts. Y'all started seeing me get into breakdancing. My groundwork got way better. My footwork got way better. My flow got way better. My creativity got way better. My confidence just got way better. So what I'm saying is there's a huge power in consistency, all right? But I mean consistency, okay? Put in a couple years of consistency and you will see mad growth, mad growth. A year, you're gonna see some growth. But 1,000 days, it's crazy, y'all. So consistency is powerful. Now, lesson number two that I learned is how much I was limiting myself. Okay, how much before I started this journey, how much I was limiting myself. I used to think I needed all these days off. There have been so many days that I thought I couldn't make it to a practice. I couldn't put in the work. I couldn't show up because I wasn't motivated, because my energy, maybe I was sore, maybe because I had other emotional shit going on, life stuff, okay? But I'm telling you guys, just forcing myself to show up every single day. Whether I was pissed off that day, wasn't motivated, wasn't feeling good, was going through a breakup, was going through some family stuff, family was sick, whatever, showing up, I was limiting myself. It showed me that I could show up. It showed me how powerful I really am. And then, because like I said, the difference between 365 and the difference between 1,000, it forced me to get into breakdancing because I had been tired of standing up. And I'm going to get into this into the next one, but it got me into breakdancing. And I remember thinking, y'all, I've said this before, I remember there was a time whenever I said I don't do groundwork. And I remember whenever I would dance, if I got to the ground, my mission was to, one, not go to the ground because I didn't know what to do, and then two, if I went to the ground, my mission was to get back up as fast as possible because I didn't know what to do. And then so this journey introduced me to breaking, b-boying. All right, and I started getting into that stuff, and I used to think I could never do that. I used to think I didn't have the discipline. I was limiting myself, you guys. I was limiting myself. So, reason number 3, lesson that I learned: get into breakdancing. I love breaking. All right, dive into breaking, man. That's the third lesson that I learned. Breakdancing. The term isn't breakdancing. If you get into the history, it's really called breaking. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that for this video, but it's amazing. All right, it got me to dive into it, and I'm really grateful because it's something that I wouldn't have done if I had been doing it. Lesson number 4 that I learned, all right, is never give up on a bad day. I saw this in some motivational video where there was this like Olympic gymnast, okay, and her like she was in this video, and like her mom, okay, her mom gave this great advice. All right, she said whenever her daughter would want to give up, she'd come home from a bad day of practice. She would say, all right, you can quit, but you can't quit on a bad day. Never give up on a bad day. Never give up on a bad day. You can give up on a good day, but don't give up on a bad day. All right? And I came across this video somewhere along the journey. I think it was like the first 365 days. And this was really, really important because around, I feel like it was like in the 600, like around like the 600, maybe the 700 phase. All right, those 700 days. There was a phase where there was like 2 or 3 months that I was not motivated to dance. I really wasn't even motivated to do anything. I was totally burnt out on just like everything. It wasn't even just dancing every day. It was just, I was burnt out. All right. And I wasn't going to quit because I already committed to 1,000 days, but I was like, God, I just don't want to do this. And I knew that if I hadn't made that commitment before to these 1,000 days, I probably would have given up. Okay, but pushing through those bad days, I was like, man, I'm never going to be motivated to do this again because it's like 3 months where I didn't want to do shit. Not even motivated to dance. It was 3 months of just showing up. Just showing up. That's it. No motivation. 3 months of just showing up. And I thought, man, this is what it's going to be like for the rest of these like 200 days of this thing. But what happened was I refound the motivation. I got inspired again for various reasons. We'll go into that another day. And now I like dancing again. And I like moving. Bam. It's crazy. Never give up on a bad day. Lesson number 5 that I learned. Nothing is stopping you from becoming a better dancer except how you practice. Now, there are some things stopping you from maybe going viral. Okay, your location is not going to stop you from becoming a better dancer. Your location is not going to stop you from becoming a better dancer. Plain and simple. Now we got the internet. Now, if anything, you can travel a little bit. Traveling's a little bit easier. So you can go somewhere, learn a little bit, then come back to your community or your hometown or your town, wherever you're living, okay? Your location is not stopping you from becoming a better dancer. It's how you practice. Straight up. Now, your location may stop you from getting like massive gigs on TV shows because you can't make it to auditions in LA and New York. That might be it. But as far as your ability to develop physical freedom and control, nothing's stopping you. Except yourself. Not your location. Not your community. I live in Owensboro, Kentucky. There's like 60,000 people. the dance community is not like huge. There's no huge commit. Like there's not a bunch of adult dancers out here. All right, it's mainly like the youth. But we're still crushing. So no excuses. Now, number 6, the lesson that I learned. Oh, I'll tell you this. One thing that I did learn though was the importance. Piggybacking off this one. Your location isn't stopping you from becoming a better dancer, but it may stop you from building certain relationships. It may hinder you from building certain relationships. I did learn the importance of building relationships. This journey, I did it more of it solo dolo. Now, before I started this, I would travel a lot with my dance. This journey was more of a solo dolo journey. All right, I didn't do a whole lot of collaborations, but I found whenever I did do collaborations, I got better responses. And also through dancing, literally 1,000 days, I found them like it's important. You have to build relationships. Those are extremely important. Okay, you just got to build relationships if you want to. Number 6, I mentioned this a little bit, but this is important. I've talked about this in many of my videos because I did a whole fucking series. You can find it on my YouTube channel on consistency. But one of the things that I learned, the lessons I learned was the power of consistency over intensity. Consistency over intensity. It's way better to just show up and run through the motions, learn some stuff, learn a little bit every single day, push yourself a little bit every single day, or push yourself a little bit multiple times throughout the day. You're going to get more volume. You're going to be able to get more reps in. Versus going super freaking hard every single workout where you're really sore and you can't show up the next day. You got to take 2 days off because you went too hard the day before. And you're not going to get in as much reps. My goal was to go intense, like I said, but then I found consistency over intensity is way more important. You can check out Pavel Tsatsouline, his methods on that, or Firas Zahabi, their methods on this principle. Learn more about it. Number 7, one of the 15 things I learned, lessons I learned for dancing for 1,000 days is there's a problem with too much walking. Yeah, the problem with too much walking. Here's what I mean, y'all. All right, this is for my athletes. This is for my workout people. This is for my fitness people, okay? All it is, all these two-legged workouts, all these two-legged sports, all this high impact, all right? It adds up on our knees and it adds up on our hips. Basketball players, it's all this, a lot of their exercise, a lot of their work is, boom, your knees, your joints, your legs, all this high impact. It's killing us, y'all. It's killing us. It's killing our posture, it's killing our knees, it's killing our hips, it's killing our back, okay? We are in this position, either we're sitting down, all right, but we're in this position too much. Movement training. All right, a lot of athletes, a lot of their workouts, boom, high impact on the knees and a high impact on the hips. It adds up over time. So, Natalie Tischler said, preach. Thanks, love. Adds up over time. Now, let me get to the next thing. Lesson number 8, to piggyback off lesson number 7, is the power of breaking and primal movements. Okay, so what I'm saying is Stephen, you're saying all this high impact stuff is adding up. What do I do? Most athletes, their exercises are, they're high intensity, their conditioning, like I said, is high impact on the knees. And then whenever they're not doing it, it might be like some push-ups or benching. Okay, but the power of breaking and primal movements is a total body exercise. Total body, and also because we are, I'll see if I can get this in the frame, because we are using all fours, this position right here, okay, it takes pressure off of our legs. It takes pressure off of our feet. It takes pressure off of our ankles, on our knees, and on our hips. It takes some of that weight off. And what this does is we're able to continue to get fantastic workouts, but not continue to add all this pressure on our legs and on our knees so it doesn't deteriorate from them as fast. Like growing up, I played soccer. It's all running. Okay, I play basketball. All this high impact. I used to run long distance. Okay, for conditioning on the concrete, on the sidewalk, on the streets. Boom, boom, boom. Our feet are taking this impact. Okay, that's how a lot of my training used to be. And a step team, we would stomp as hard as we could on the concrete floor, on the cafeteria floor. It adds up. It takes a toll. All right, and I can tell you right now, my knees are a little bit more creaky because of it. And that's why I started getting into breaking, because once I finished my first year, it was most of footwork. Most of it was stand-up stuff. And I was like, dang, I don't know how I can do this. My knees started hurting. So it forced me to get into breaking more. It forced me to get into primal movements, thank goodness. And what that did was it increased my body control, it increased my physical freedom, it increased my, I could still get in workouts. I could still work my core. I could still work my legs. All right, y'all, check this out. This right here, that's still, okay, that motion right there is still a leg workout. It still works out your legs. Okay, I don't have to just work out my legs from here. Okay? This stuff right here, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, but see, look, that's still a leg workout. It works my core, it works my arms, works my back, works my chest, my shoulders, but it's still a leg workout as well. Okay, so there's many benefits to primal movements. There's many, many, many benefits to primal movement. I feel like that's kind of the basics, the foundation. And then breaking, that adds a little bit more movement patterns, a little bit more complexity, and a little bit of room for creativity and decision making, which is powerful. Okay, so that's just an introduction into that. That helped a whole lot. The 9th lesson that I learned dancing for 1,000 days is, I've talked about it already a little bit, but the power of no fap and semen retention for men, not busting too many nuts and cutting out the porn. Now, I recently did a video on the 6 benefits of semen retention for men, so you can check that out if you want to learn more details about it. But here's what I'll say. What does this have to do with my 1,000 days of dancing? It was through me showing up every single day to practice dance 1,000 days, I was able to monitor my progress. I was able to be like, okay, whenever I do these things the night before, my dancing the next day is it feels this way, all right? Whenever I do these things, my dancing feels that way. And what I realized was that whenever I would practice semen retention, whenever I would be practicing no fap and semen retention, whenever I would be dancing, my dancing would be way more powerful. My decisions would be way more sharper. My clarity would be way more sharper. I would be way more motivated to show up. So dancing helped me dancing was the way that I could measure my performance, and that could help me measure what habits I had, what things I was doing that was helping my performance and hurting my performance. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But we're gonna go on. I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos on no fap and semen retention. No Nut November. All right, here we go. So let me see. Reason number 10. 10 lessons that I learned from dancing. 10 of the 15. I learned the fundamentals of dance. What separates dance from working out to music? What separates dance from working out to music? I learned the fundamentals. It forced me to go to the basics. Because like I said, I used to travel a lot. This was more of a solo dolo mission. So I was trying to I wanted to find the foundation. Whenever babies dance, what do you see? All right, and here's what I learned. And I'm not going to go too into it because I've talked about it before, and I talk about it in my dance trainings. But the bounce, okay? There's a couple things that separate dance from like working out. Because here's what people say, like what's the difference between dance and like movement? All right, some people will say, well, music. You're like moving to music. And then I'll say, okay, so if you see a guy or a woman sitting there on the bench press, listening to music, bench pressing, are they dancing? No. So adding music to your movement doesn't necessarily make it dancing. What is it? I'll tell you the foundation of dance. It's the bounce. It's the bounce. It's movement to music. And there's a bounce with it. To a rhythm. That's mainly it. The bounce will either be going up and down or it'll be going to side, But if you watch a baby dance, what is the one thing that they are doing? If there's one thing that they are doing, you will see them bouncing around. If you go to the club and you see all your non-dancer friends, because see some dancers are like, oh, dance is like the expression of your life through the rhythm of the creative music. That's what some people are like. And it's like, okay, fine, whatever. Everybody has their own definition. But if you go watch your friends express themselves at the bar or at the club, there's one thing you will see them doing. There's going to be a bounce. You will see them bouncing around. They're going to be bouncing their hips from side to side, whatever, bouncing their chest. But it's all about the bounce. It's the bounce to the music. Now we can get into layers of that. But that's the basics of dance. I learned that. It was kind of nice. So, because whenever people come to me and they're like, Stefan, how can I learn how to dance? I can stop spending all this time trying to teach them these complex movements. And I'm like, let's get to the foundation. Let's help you enjoy yourself. Let's get back to the bounce first. And they're like, oh man, I'm feeling good. 11. What's the 11th thing that I learned? 11 to 15, the power of ecstatic dancing. What is ecstatic dancing? All right, check it, fellas. Check it, peeps. Dancing is super powerful. What you will find, a lot of dancers, all right, dancing, why is it that dance is so universal? Why is it that dance has been around for so long? Why is it something that we've kept? What is it? Excuse me, why? Take a sip of my caffeine juice. What is it about dance? So, ecstatic dancing. Here's what ecstatic dancing is. It's whenever you get with your friends, you're hanging out with some people, you can even be by yourself, and you're just listening to music, some positive music, some music that makes you feel good, and you're bouncing around, and you're just flowing. You're just letting yourself move. Now, here's what this does. Is it not only makes you feel good, all right, but what it's going to do, finding a rhythm, get into a flow, it's going to help you get into a flow state. And whenever you're in a flow state, you're able to experience epiphanies. I'm not going to get into the science of flow states and epiphanies and brain waves and all that kind of stuff, because I just don't have the time for it. And I'm pretty sure I've talked about it in another video. I'll talk about it in a future video. But what it's going to do is it's going to get you in a flow state. Whenever you get into a flow state, you have epiphanies. You figure shit out about yourself. It's really what happens. I don't know how much shit I figured out about myself while I was just dancing and freestyling. But here's the issue where a lot of adults go wrong. Most people feel like the only time that they can dance is whenever they drink alcohol. Either a little bit or a lot of alcohol. Okay, that's the only time people can dance. And here's the issue with that. I'm not anti-alcohol, do what you want to do, but here's the issue. Whenever we drink alcohol, our body cannot experience the benefits of ecstatic dancing. Because we'll go out and dance around with our friends, ecstatically freestyle, but we got alcohol in our system, so it stops us from truly getting into that flow state, so our body can give us all these benefits of dancing, so it can help us figure that shit out. All right? So, I challenge you to start dancing around, all right? And you ain't got to do no complex tutting. Just dance around to some music and don't drink. The power of it. 12th thing I learned. Breakthroughs and plateaus. I mentioned before, there were a couple things that happened, all right? Well, one, I learned about plateaus. I talked to you guys about the plateau of latent potential. Go check out my video on the Ice Cube story. Or the 3 stories to help you with consistency. The Ice Cube story is in there. Now, a lot of times, guys, we reach plateaus. We put in all this work. We reach a plateau. And we're still putting in work. We're not seeing results. And it gets really, really fucking frustrating. I had this happen to me about 2 or 3 times specifically. A bunch of times on a smaller scale, but on a big scale, probably about 2 or 3 times. The first time was, like I said, 365 days of dancing. It's like I reached a plateau. I danced for a whole year and I didn't have like the big breakthrough that I thought I was gonna have. Okay, but like I said, around day 400, 500, somewhere around there, I had a breakthrough where I started getting into breaking. All right, and my movement totally started to transform. And I had a couple more of those as regards to technique. All right, now, that's just a couple of examples of breakthroughs from consistency. Yeah, you plateau right now, but keep going. You're going to experience a breakthrough, especially if you're doing the right stuff. And then my other plateau was, like I said, those like 2-3 months where I was just like not motivated at all. It was a huge plateau, like literally like burnout, okay? Questioned my whole life. So I thought, man, I'm gonna continue to be unmotivated, but breakthrough, re-inspired, found the motivation, all that fun stuff. A lot of energy behind my movement now. You're gonna experience plateaus, but keep going because there will be a breakthrough. They come, I promise. 13, but you gotta put in the work. A lot of people are not putting in the work and waiting for a breakthrough. Don't work like that. 13, the 13th lesson that I learned from dancing for 1,000 days is, this was a big one, y'all. This one was a big one. Might have been one of the catalysts for like a huge, like all this new stuff that I'm doing, talking about men's issues, you know, not diving back into martial arts. Been diving back into martial arts. Listen, I learned that I do not want to be a professional dancer or actor in the theater. At least for the next probably 10 years. All right? Let me clarify that one more time. I learned that I do not want to be a professional dancer or a professional actor, especially whenever it comes to theater. At least for the next 10 years. Or maybe if like something happens in my body and I can no longer do this like athletic stuff that I'm doing, then I might dive back into it. But while I have the energy, while I'm able to move, while I'm in my prime, while I'm still in this warrior mode, I'm trying to tackle the world, conquer everything. Let me explain. There are 2 main reasons why I didn't want to do theater anymore. Because I was blessed, and I'm so glad I was a part of this. I got to be a part of a play, a professional production in Louisville, in this theater that I love, that has been a dream of mine to work at. And it was an amazing experience. But there's one thing that I learned though, all right? So there's this rehearsal process for a couple months, couple weeks, and then there's this like show where you run the show, okay? And in this performance, we did the show 36 times. We had for a whole month, 36 times. There were a couple of times where we do it for one day, a couple of days where we do it for like twice a day. Or once a day, a couple of days where we did it for twice a day. And here's the thing. What I found was doing the same play, because in college and high school we do it 6 or maybe 8 times max. But in the professional world, you do the play about 32 times minimal usually. Okay? And once you get really, really good in the big leagues on the Broadways, you're going to do that play 100 times. There's people who've been in plays for 1,000 runs. Me personally, I can't do that with my life. I feel like there's this thing called opportunity cost. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Opportunity cost. All those hours running that same play. I would go crazy. And I didn't like that. And I'm glad I learned that. Because up until then, I've been like setting my life up to be this professional dancer, to go on all these tours, or to be in theater productions and do all that kind of stuff. And I realized that I don't want to do the same play. Now that's why I say theater. Like in film, or like dancing for a quick show, performing on a show, you know, performing on television for a minute, like performing at an event. That's cool. Performing for a quick commercial. Or a movie where we got to take a couple months to shoot it real quick and do a bunch of different scenes. But doing the same lines, the same routine over and over and over and over and over again is not something that I want to do in my life. At least right now. while I'm in warrior mode and I'm trying to conquer all this shit. And I have the ability to move a lot. I don't want to do the same. I feel like I could be using my time, using my energy in a more effective way for me. Some people, they're like, yeah, same play. I get to do the same play over and over again and like, yeah, tight, that's cool. But that ain't for me. Another thing that I really didn't like about it was, and this is like, it was like sad. Like, you're in a play, you rehearse with these people, then you do this show. Usually in the rehearsal, you don't have all this time for bonding. But then once the show starts and the rehearsal process is in this draining, all right, you get to bond with all these people. You get to build a relationship with all these people. And then by the end of the play, it closes. And then everybody goes their separate ways. Everybody goes back to where they came from all over the world. And to me, like, that was like sad. Like, I was like, I had to do that twice because I got involved with 2 professional productions where we did both shows. We're about 30 runs, same time frame. And after each show, it's like everybody leaves, and it's kind of sad. And I didn't, it kind of made me realize I was like, dang, if I pursue this life, then I'm gonna have to do this over and over and over and over again. Like, build relationships and separate, then build relationships and then separate. And yeah, eventually you run into the same faces every now and then and stuff. But, and I don't mind doing that every now and then. But if that was just like my whole life, then I feel like that made me a little sad. Especially from a dude who already struggles to build relationships with people. Like, that hasn't been my strength. All right, it takes me some time to build relationships. So, yeah, it's kind of hard. Now, like I said, whenever I'm 35, 40, you know, maybe I'll dive back into it. Like, wanting to be in place, and I'm cool. I'll be cool with it. But I'd rather just like freestyle, dance, put together my own little shows. I really like coaching dance. Especially for the youth. I'd rather just help people make transformations. That's what I'd rather do. And kind of just be in control of my own stuff. So, number 14 of the lessons that I learned from dancing for 1,000 days is dancing's great for athletes. It was a hypothesis that I had. Now it's a theory. I've been doing research. Athletes, it's great for y'all to dance. I'm an athlete myself. Dance has helped me. I'm an artist athlete, I guess you could say. But whenever it comes to my mixed martial arts and jiu-jitsu, it's helped me a whole lot. Okay, I've been working with some athletes here and there, and I help them with their movement. It helps them in their training as well. So, extremely beneficial. I express to you the benefits of what it does for our legs and our knees and our body control. Same thing. I think athletes should get into dancing more. It's going to help you more with your movement. It's going to help you more with your awareness. Your body-mind connection is going to be way better. And it's also going to help you with your reaction time. It's going to help you to think on your feet. Not including the benefits that I expressed before of just what it's going to do for your legs. All right, and number 15, finally, let's wrap this up. Number 15, one of the 15 things that I learned from dancing every single day for 1,000 days. This is the big one. And this is the one that I knew was going to happen. I knew, but it was powerful to see. Guys, it's the power of a why. The power of a why. Why are you doing what you are doing? Are you just doing it for yourself? Are you doing it just because people told you to do it? Are you doing it for something? Are you doing it for people? Are you doing it for a cause? All right, this was 1,000 days of dancing for mental health awareness. Your boy had been having panic attacks. My mother struggles with mental illness, bipolar, stuff that's, I've been dealing with this stuff for a long time, whether it was through myself or family members. And we're all doing this stuff that's just like killing our mental health and hurting our mental health. And there's so many side effects to that. So many side effects and causes. So whenever you give yourself a cause, a why, a problem to solve, something to grind for, to show up. The first 66 days, before this became a habit for me, I remember, you gotta show up, dude. There's people out here who are just like fucking gone completely. Mental health, gone. You can show up and dance. You can bounce, bro. You gotta show up. Through doing this, I had people reach out. Man, whenever I was dropping those 7 a.m. sessions where I just be in the studio, 7 a.m. dancing, People be like, dude, I have people tell me, bro, I saw your 7 a.m. sessions. It's like, Stefan's over here dancing in the studio at 7 a.m. I better be getting up and doing something. I better at least go to the gym and work out. Movement is the catalyst to your mental health. You will not find mental health sitting on the couch and in a chair. You won't find it. So one of my whys was for mental health awareness. My other why was to set the fucking bar. I had a buddy of mine ask me, said, why'd you do 1,000 days? What made you go with 1,000? I said, because if I dance for freaking 1,000 days, if I dance every single day throughout the week, no matter what, then my brother who had anxiety like me, then my brothers and sisters out there who had depression, can show up for 3 days out the week and get it started. You know what I'm saying? Can show up for 5 days out the week for a whole year. They can go a 30-day challenge. Yo, I did 365 days of dancing. There's a woman out there who's doing 365 days of exercising now. And she's on day like almost 200 now. So that's why I set the bar. I don't know anybody who's out here, any dancer, anybody who's like, I made sure I at least showed up for 1,000 days in some form or fashion. I made sure I moved 1,000 days every single day. Set the bar. Because I know, listen, you ain't got to dance every single day. You ain't got to exercise every single day to help you with your mental health and to make a transformation. But if Stefan can show up for 1,000 days, I can at least show up for 1. I can at least show up for 100. If Stefan showed up every single day, 365 days for a year, I can at least show up for 100. Like, you really gonna let me outwork you, bro? I'm 5'4". I'm like 135 pounds. I'm gaining weight now, so I don't know where I'm at. I haven't measured myself. 135 pounds, raised by a single mom. Grew up on food stamps. Whenever I started this 365 days of dancing journey, I didn't have a job. I quit all my jobs to start my own businesses and dive into entrepreneurship. No jobs. No excuses. Still showed up. Might not have been the best thing for me financially. But I'm still alive. I'm here. I'm looking better than ever. I got more respect than ever. Some people don't like me because I'm so fucking straightforward. Straight up. I'm so real. I'm going to go on another rant in another video on my realness. Alright, but that's my why. I can set the bar for the people in my hometown. So, we got kids out here, like we in a small city, which means some people are going to be tempted to think small. And whenever you think small, you're going to do small shit. And I got kids in my city who think, oh, I'm from this little town in Kentucky, small town. I'm going to think small then. I can only achieve small. It ain't there. So whenever you got a guy like me showing up every single day, doing something crazy for 1,000 days, kicking ass, making a transformation from a small town, I'm setting the bar. Setting the bar. Because I didn't travel. I didn't travel to LA. I wouldn't travel to Chicago all the time. I think I went to like Evansville, Louisville, and Lexington like once. Still able to show up, still able to make a transformation, still able to improve, still able to set the bar. I don't know if I missed anything. I'm sure there's a lot of other lessons I learned, but there you have it. 15 15 lessons that I learned from dancing every single day for 1,000 days. I'm gonna wrap this up. If you need some help, reach out to me. If you need some help finding consistency, obviously you know who you can go to. Or go to somebody else, get you a coach. But let's make some changes, y'all. Let's make some adjustments. Let's keep pushing ourselves. It's your man, Stefan. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill, because in a week I'm gonna start 1,000 days. 1,000 days is something else. Yeah, I'm not done. I'm not done. Y'all better be glad I'm not a freaking millionaire. I just wanna let y'all know. Some of y'all think I'm cocky right now. Some of y'all think I'm too confident. Y'all better be glad I'm not a millionaire right now. I will be a millionaire one day, but be glad I am not a millionaire right now, because my confidence would be through the fucking roof. It's your man, Stefan. Y'all know the drill. It's not a phase, it's a movement.